comfort dogs to its ranks. This is ABC News.
Your nose is the body's air filter, the first line of defense against airborne allergens, bacteria, and viruses. You wash your hands to protect your health. Now you can clean your nose with Navage. Online at Navage.com. Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Festivals, football, the great outdoors. Some people say fall is the best time of the year. It may also be a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
This is Harry
and Leah
from Newmark Credit Union.
Listen this Tuesday to Money Talk.
Presented by Newmark Credit Union.
Our guests talk about all kinds of topics.
I'll talk about the housing market and some good home buying tips.
Our experts will give you tips to help you do more with your money.
Don't miss your chance to win prizes.
Listen in this Tuesday, just after 9 a.m.
Right here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's news, talk, and sports.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
When it comes to real estate, we have a buyer tsunami, an overload of buyers. Know more about your largest investment, your home. Find out why. Tuesdays at noon with Get Real with Eddie or GetRealWithEddie.com. Eddie Rudiger of the Rudiger Group at Baird & Warner will help you learn that buyer demand is here to stay. Current home remodeling ideas, interest rates, and the hottest colors to paint. Keep yourself and your home up to date. It is your biggest investment. Real estate information on your home, Tuesdays at noon with Get Real with Eddie or GetRealWithEddie.com.
The biggest Halloween event in Chicago is coming to the Dirt Oval at Route 66 Raceway in Joliet. On Saturday, October 23rd, it's the eve of Haunted Destruction, featuring a trunk or treat and costume contest for all ages with figure 8 school bus racing, lawnmower derby, Power Wheels derby, and extreme trailer racing during the night. Saturday, October 23rd, trunk or treat from 4 till 6. Event starts at 6. Tickets available online at DirtOval66.com and on site the night of the event, DirtOval66.com.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere. From County Line Road to the Indiana Line. From Reed Road to Boughton Road. Football is king. High school football 2021 on 1340 WJOL.
Hey, good evening and welcome. It is the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview, another week or so. And gentlemen, we are going to be discussing high school football playoffs. My, oh my, does it fly by. Yes, and by the way, it is fall outside, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally getting out of this summer, extended summer period, if you will. Welcome again to Pigskin Preview. I am EDGYTIM, your host for the next 2 hours, joined by the one, the only, Joey Handsome, as he's known on his screen right now. The coach, Joe Rodriguero. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, guys.
And joining us, running the controls behind the rocket ship here, is Evan, the Sheriff Bredesen. Glad you could join us. We have an action-packed 2-hour show, Joe Rodriguero. We have very little time to goof around, which is sad, actually.
It sure is.
I think that's our strength, quite honestly. On the show tonight, Jake Jaworski will join us from Joliet Catholic Academy. We certainly will talk about that exciting game Friday night, win over Brother Rice in the city, as well as previewing their game tomorrow night against Bennett Academy. Also, we will talk to Brett Koy, Lamont team, Joe. They are rolling.
They sure are.
They are 7-0, looking to go 8-0 to defeat Coach Koy's alma mater.
Yes.
Thornton Correctional South. So we will look forward to talking about that. Also, in the 7 o'clock hour, yes, Lockport fans. Where are you, Lockport fans? You haven't sent a nasty message yet. George Chart will join us at 7:05. We will preview the WJOL Game of the Week, which, by the way, Joe,
yes, sir,
is Lincoln Way East at Lockport. We'll give you the broadcast details in a moment. And then Brad Coons from Plainfield East, a big game with rival Plainfield South, Joe. Both of them 3 or 4, both of them fighting for their playoff lives this week.
Playoff implications there for sure.
So again, the broadcast schedule. Well, before we get into that, this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy of New Lenox. At this point, is Kevin Malloy of the world, and John Wright of Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
We are absolutely thrilled to bring you the Friday Game of the Week. Basically, you're home for Lockport Porter football, quite honestly.
WJLTHS.
Yep. What was that, Joe?
WJLTHS.
There you go. Friday night, 6:30 kickoff. Lockport host Lincoln Way East. Joe, I'm going to say this is probably the most anticipated home game at Lockport since, I don't know, going back to maybe the state title run back in the early 2000s.
I would say
highly anticipated game against Lincoln Way East. The pregame show starts with Evan at 6:05. Kickoff, as I mentioned, 6:30. We also have a Saturday game of the week. It is the annual rivalry tradition. Joliet Central at Joliet West. Joe, bright and early, 11 a.m. kickoff. For that one, you can hear that right here on 1340 and 1340. And WJOL.com. Said that twice. Well, so good, Joe. I had to say it twice.
Exactly.
Joe, the Week 8 Big 5 poll is as follows.
A little bit of a change up. We got Wilmington at number 5, still at 7-0. Bolingbrook is number 4 at 5-2. Lincoln Way East is up to number 3 at 5-2. Lockport is number 2 at 7-0, and JCA is number 1 at 7-0.
And that is the Week 8 WJOL EDGYTIM.com Big 5 poll. You can hear that every single week on Monday morning on Scott Slocum's show every Monday. By the way, there was one voter that did not agree with our polling this week, and he goes by the initials of DD. Stunner.
Let's see. Who can that be?
Joe, you had we had polar opposite games last Friday. You had the ground tug of war, and I had the oh my God, is this JCA RB all over again game?
Yeah, I was over at Bolingbrook to watch Bolingbrook and Lockport. Both teams impressive. Just a defensive struggle. Lockport was getting beat 7-0, 3 times inside the 5-yard line, basically, and couldn't get in. And then they decided to switch to more of a ground and pound game with Mr. Schultz and Lepresti, and they came out victorious in overtime. It was just a great game.
Yeah,
it was just a great game.
Well, I was out at Brother Rice and took in Joliet Catholic at Brother Rice. A tremendous ball game on obviously many levels, except if you're into the kind of game that you covered that night. Right. You did not find that out at Brother Rice. Back and forth affair. Joliet Catholic down very early, 14-0, and got a little quiet on the visitor sideline just for a minute or two. But JCA in fine fashion answered that 2-touchdown lead for Brother Rice very quickly. And quite honestly, Joe, never looked back and ended up pulling out the 56-49, I think was the final 56-49 win over the Crusaders. Joe, it's the first time all year I got an eyeball of the Hillmen.
They're pretty good.
And if you continue to listen to the show, I will give you my full thoughts on Joliet Catholic this year. But you got to listen. So we're going to open up the phone lines, 815-254-7300. If you want to know my thoughts on JCA or anything else in the area, or Joe's thoughts or Evan's thoughts, or really anyone's
I have a
thoughts.
question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
What happened 18 years ago today?
Evan was born? No.
It
kidding.
deals with sports.
18 years ago today.
It doesn't seem like it's that long ago, but it is.
Oh, what's his name? Bartman? Bartman game.
That happened 18 years ago.
You just got Evan mad. Now we're going to go off the air see, now he shut down the station. Evan is shutting down the station. There was not supposed to be any baseball talk on here this evening.
Well, I just heard that.
See, now you don't make the sheriff mad. Otherwise, you know what happens? You end up in jail.
I get ejected.
Not good. 815-254-7300. If you're kind enough, maybe Evan will pick up the phone.
So my favorite story about that is we obviously the day after, all the students, because I was at Joliet Catholic at the time, we're all annoyed and we're all just ripping this guy up and down. Why would he do that? He cost us the game. Yeah. And our religion teacher got so annoyed. He actually pulled I think it's like looking back now, I can't believe he did this. He went, well, he got attacked on a L platform this morning going to work and he's in the hospital. Wow. And we were all like, whoa. And he's like, so
see, that's a difference between your school.
Maybe think about how much sports really matters to you when you're ripping someone who you don't even know. And at the end, he goes, oh, by the way, no one knows where the guy is. He's completely fine. And we're like, why would you say that?
By the way, that's the difference between your high school and my high school. My high school said, yeah, well, good. He deserved it. They should have kept beating him. So
our friend Bob is on the phone.
All right.
Well, we got to talk to Bob. Hello, Bob.
Hi, Ed.
Bob, I felt kind of bad because I wanted to go up in the stands and come find you. But I got there. Well, I wasn't there late. I got there kind of early. But Bob, if you notice, I'm kind of busy down there.
Yeah, you were running around.
I know. But what a tremendous game, huh?
Oh, that was a great game.
Yeah, I as I mentioned, down 14-0 early. Yeah. I mean, I know I came away impressed with Jack Lausch for Brother Ice for sure. Terrific player, but Bob, you got to give your Hillman credit. No panic whatsoever. Yeah, settled in and just played great football.
It reversed. You could see two different halves.
Yeah. We're going to get into that with Jaws, Bob. I thought the key in that ball game was the third quarter. I thought that
we jumped on them. They panicked a little bit.
You had one long touchdown drive. Now they got the ball back and they completed a pretty deep pass, but then the Rice receiver got stripped by JCA to recover the football, and then another long drive and touchdown, and that really changed momentum, I thought.
Oh yeah, you could see it.
Yep.
They were pressing a little bit. They got out of their game.
Bob, what concerned you going into the rest of the season here with this team? Is it just health overall?
Yeah, if they stay healthy. I mean, we lost a 3-year starter at lineman. We lost.
Yeah, that would be the concern I would have as well. But the thing that really impressed me, guys, and we've talked about Aiden Voss, and believe me, he's much improved. Joe, he's matured.
He's a lot better.
Yes.
He's matured. He's matured as a player. He's matured as a kid. And you can see it in his game. Definitely can see it.
Another thing, also three good running backs.
You have three very good running backs.
And they can't key on one kid.
But Bob, you're not hitting the main point here, okay? Here's the difference, and here's what's going to get you another state title. O-line, D-line.
Oh, yeah.
You have depth, you have talent, you have size, and you have strength. And here's the difference, Bob. Your guys during the COVID found a way to a weight room. It didn't stop. That is a difference that I saw up front. This is an extremely strong physical line play. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I feel really bad for some teams in 4A because it's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly.
Yep.
All right, Bob, always appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
All right, you too, Bob. Take care.
Bob drops out. And again, now it's officially a Pigskin Preview show because Bob's with it. Joe, I'm telling you, that line play up front, it's all the difference in the world.
It is.
You got great backs, Jordan Anderson. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Jordan Anderson, the Week 7 Chicago Bears All-Star Player of the Week.
Very good.
So,
congratulations.
Got named that a little bit earlier this afternoon. So, again, to Jordan. And we're going to have Jake Jaworski on right after the commercial break. Porter fans are out there, Joe.
They are. Bob the
They're
Builder, I see he's out there.
Zart Lover. Oh, it's nice that his family texts in, isn't that, Joe?
Yes.
I think the Porters offense, according to him or her, I think the Porters offense, O-line won the Porters the football game last week against the Brook. Agree, Joe?
I totally agree. Just wore them out physically. Just wore them out. And they had that guy Schultz in the backfield too, which he isn't too bad either.
We got a minute or two before we go up against a break. The Porter fans want to know 815-254-7300. If you're really, really quick, you might slide one in here. Yeah, so obviously I came away incredibly impressed with JCA. And like I said, guys, in 4A, it's going to be ugly. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Ugly.
Stay healthy.
Yep.
You were talking about the running game, Joe, and how the running game ended up wearing down Bolingbrook, especially in the second half. And, in football nowadays, we see a lot of these, spread up-tempo offenses, a lot of it based on throwing. I don't know if you saw Brandon Staley, the head coach of the Chargers this week. He actually talked about the importance of running the football and that it's not important to run to set up the pass. It's not important for balance. It's important because it forces the defense to take on blocks. It causes hits. It causes them to wear down. He's like, no matter how good of a passing team you are, you can never abandon the run game. For that very reason you just mentioned, you need to wear out front line, that front four in front of you. Like, you need to wear them out. Passing won't do it. He's like, you got to wear them out by running the ball. He's like, tempo's not enough.
Because in the first half, Bolingbrook's line smaller than Lockport's offensive line or defensive line, quicker. In the first half, they kind of controlled Lockport's offensive line. I mean, Lockport had 3 shots inside the 5-yard line. The defense stopped them. In the second half, it was a different story, just that pounding and as my friend to my left here said the first time he saw Lockport puts its will on you, and I think that's very important.
Yep.
If you can put a will on a team and just say, hey, we're going to do this and try to stop us.
Yeah, we're going to pound you. We're going to run the ball. We're not going to give you the football back.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, to use a different sport analogy, like in boxing in a heavyweight fight, when one guy's leaning on the other one for the whole fight and just not punching him, not hitting him, just literally leaning his heavy weight on the guy the whole time, just wearing him out.
You don't think it has a toll, but it has a toll. The longer a fight goes on,
as we know, it's hard. It's harder to play defense. You get more exhausted on defense than offense.
What's the Achilles for Lockport, Joe?
Oh my.
I think what's going to happen, I think obviously we're going to get into this after probably close to the 7:00 hour. We got a call. Bob from Lockport. Another Bob. Everyone's a Bob on this show.
Tonight.
It's Bob's world here on 1340 WJOL. Hello, Bob from Lockport. Oh, it's Bob. Is this Bob the Builder?
Bob the Builder,
guys.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good. The Porters are doing good, so I'm doing good.
Atta boy.
How jacked? How excited are you for tomorrow night?
It's to be a sold-out crowd, so I already bought my ticket. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, again, we talked about this earlier. I mean, this has got to be one of the most anticipated games in a long time at Lockport, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Lockport hasn't beat East in, 17 years since that 2002 season. So
that's what I said. I said going back to that state final run where there were obviously some big home games during that stretch. I asked Joe this question, Bob. I'll ask it to you. What's the Achilles? What's the concern with Lockport going into this game? Everyone's got one.
I think it's just the physicality on the offense, defensive line. Whoever can win that matchup, I think can win the game.
Bob, you know what you're talking about.
You do.
There's
you know
no doubt
exactly
about
what
it.
you're talking about.
Bob, we're going to let you go. We got Jake Jaworski in the bullpen, but good to hear from you, buddy. Call in anytime.
All right, guys. Porter State champions.
There you go.
There you go.
Bob called it.
See you tomorrow night.
All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, Jake Jaworski, the head coach of Joliet Catholic Academy, will join us. You are listening to Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
How time flies when you're having fun, or at least trying to have fun. In 2020, we lost a season, and while we will never be able to get that back, the Malloy State Farm team is happy to be back on board with EDGYTIM and Coach Radagaro as the title sponsor of the Pigskin Preview. So here's to the players, the coaches, and the parents who have been waiting for this moment. Give it your best effort. Make it memorable. And on Monday, give the Malloy State Farm team a call at 815-463-5800 to get our best effort at saving you money.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs and Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the hottest gift. I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the hottest gift.
The day is finally here, and you're invited to the wedding of the year. Breast Intentions of Illinois proudly presents Tony and Tina's wedding on Friday, November 5th at the Jacob Henry Ballroom in Joliet. Tony and Tina's wedding is the theater experience where everyone is family. Join Breast Intentions for this one-of-a-kind night, an immersive comedy show staged as an evening of nuptials for two Italian-American families. There's real food, real dance, and real mingling with the cast of lovable characters. Breast Intentions of Illinois provides crisis intervention for those facing financial hardship while battling breast cancer due to the cost of treatment or time off work. 100% of all donations made to Breast Intentions of Illinois always go back to people and families dealing with a breast cancer diagnosis. Support Breast Intentions of Illinois at Tony and Tina's wedding on Friday, November 5th at the Old Central Church at the Jacob Henry Ballroom in Joliet. Get your tickets now at breastintentionsil.org. breastintentionsil.org.
Lumber prices have plummeted, so now is the time to buy and get your outdoor projects done right with Menards. With the best selection of pressure-treated lumber and the inventory to back it up, now is the time to get that outdoor project you've been meaning to get to finished. Save 11% on all pressure-treated lumber at Menards. Good through Saturday, October 16th. Savings are mail-in rebates. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Here's the Amita Health tip of the day. Avoid sports injuries by always warming up and cooling down. Learn more about performance and find comprehensive care at the Amita Health Orthopedics Institute. Call 844-366-0615. That's 844-366-0615.
Money Talks is back. Here's a keyword that could be worth $1,000. $1,000. Take this keyword, log on to WJOL.com, and enter it for your chance to win. The keyword is...
Ghost is the keyword. Ghost. Money Talks brought to you by Marcio Tile and Carpet, 910 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport. Quality floors for every lifestyle. Marcio Tile and Carpet.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the Jake Jaworski Show here on 1340 WJOL. We are here for your Hilltopper needs every Thursday night at 6:25, and joining us is the head coach of your Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers, Jake Jaworski. Jaws, welcome back.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
You know, it's really bad when I see Jaws at the end of a very, very just horrific ball game. And I tell him, yeah, we'll get a hold of you Thursday. And he goes, yeah, well, you gave me a couple weeks off. It's like, I know we're doing you a favor, dude, but, you know, we'll have you on every week.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It just cracks me up of all the things that were going on. And that's the one thing that you came out with was, Dad, a couple weeks off. I'm thinking, come on, dude, you just won like a gigantic game over Brother Rice. You've got your son at the 50-yard line. It's just like, come on, man.
He's got his priorities straight.
He does. Josh, congratulations
it was fun.
On a great game. And I told Bob before the commercial break, I thought the key to the game was the third quarter. Well, okay, the key to the game was coming back when you're down early 14-0. But I thought the real key to the game was that third quarter. You're able to control time of possession. It looked like you were probably more in kind of a grinded out kind of mode, if that's fair. Early to start the third quarter, you had a long drive, touchdown. They got the ball back, started driving. I know they completed a pretty deep pass down the middle. I know one of your defensive backs stripped, and you guys recovered the fumble. And then again, another long drive that was like a 14-point swing, and you took a ton of time off the clock as well. I thought it was a total difference maker.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, I don't discount anything you just said. I think you go back just a little bit, the last series of Brother Rice in the first half, when we get the pick in the end zone by Malachi Hood.
Yeah.
You know, it was 35-35. You know, kind of on our heels a little bit. We did get a few stops, but, you know, obviously getting an interception in the end zone, you know, to keep the game tied at halftime, you know, and then, you know, kind of regroup a little bit. I thought our defensive coach, I know, you know, there's a lot of maybe questions, but just how the course in the first half, settled the guys down at halftime, made some great adjustments. We knew if we could get a key stop, keep it tied at half, get the ball, go down and score, we kind of flipped the script a little bit. And they're chasing us. The defense, I think they had one possession in the third quarter. We got back-to-back stops to start the half, which allowed us, you know, essentially to go up 2 touchdowns. We had the opportunity to go up 3 touchdowns or 3 scores. We kind of got stopped in the red zone, missed a field goal. But yeah, just you know, the third quarter was given 1 possession. Sometimes, you know, people think we're ball control, but we have the ability to score.
Yeah. That was pretty evident.
That's one thing that I was taught at Joliet Catholic as a player. You know, it's tough if every guy does their job. You know, we don't have many plays that are designed, even in the run game, that to pick up 5 yards. You know, if we preach every single play could be a touchdown. If everybody does their job, like every single play, it could be a touchdown. And, you know, I think Jordan had runs of 25. 31, 36, 35, yard touchdowns. So, you know, we can do big plays. And, but yeah, great job by our guys. It's incredibly proud of how they stayed the course.
Hey, Josh, do you have us on a Bluetooth device, or are you just moving the phone around a little bit?
I'm sitting. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you're kind of going really muddy there.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're better. You're better now.
Better now?
Yep.
Better now?
Yes. Was this a game you needed?
The Brother Rice game?
Yeah.
I think it was just, you know, we talked about our guys, just, you know, a heck of an opportunity, you know, to play a top team in the state.
Right.
And, you know, just every game, you know, we don't circle games. We don't, you know, look ahead or anything like that. But, our guys were fired up about it. There's, some guys know each other, some guys that are committed to the same school. Obviously the Lausch connection to Joliet Catholic, and a couple of, our guys on our team, grew up with him, played youth sports with him and stuff like that. So, obviously we thought it was a big game, but, try not to make it any bigger than, any other game on our schedule. But it was awesome. It was an awesome atmosphere. Talked about it. These guys not playing a regular season last year and experiencing big games, an environment. And that environment was electric. It was awesome. And, our kids answered the call.
Jaws, first of all, I called Vegas on Friday, or actually Thursday. I talked to my guy, Tony the Goose. And
okay.
he's you know him. I think you know him pretty well. You've talked to him a few times. I said, well, what's the under over? He goes, at least 80. I said, I'll take the over. It was almost over. It was almost over the over at halftime. And I couldn't believe the score at halftime. But my question here is that as a former head coach who's coached for a few years, and you being a head coach for the last, few years now, there's certain times during a course of a year where you start thinking about your team moving on and again into the playoffs, which you guys are going to be into. And you always ask your team answers a question that I always had. I never did say this to the kids, but I always would have it in my mind. What did you learn about your team, especially over the last 2 weeks?
Right. I think going into it, the brother, right, we haven't faced, a deficit all year, and it'd be one thing to go down 7-0, then you're down 14-0, before your offense even has the ball. And, just to look on our guys' face, it was no big deal, but looking at our offense, field that first possession is just kind of like, all right, here we go. So just kind of being able to talk to our guys, in a boxing match, they threw the first couple punches, and our guys, they didn't flinch. They didn't flinch. I knew we were going to have to score points. Going down 14-0, you're like, all right, well, now we really need to score points. And just how our guys competed, how resilient they are. It would have been real easy for them to kind of lay down and fold a little bit,
Right.
And they definitely did not do that. And again, just couldn't be more proud of their compete level and just resiliency in that situation.
And again, we mentioned this earlier in the show. Congratulations to Jordan Anderson, who was named the Chicago Bears Week 7 All-Star, statewide All-Star player. It's always a nice little feather in anyone's cap, Jaws, for sure. It's a nice program the Bears run.
Really cool. Really cool for Jordan. Obviously, not necessarily a breakout game, but just kind of a game we come to expect from Jordan, and just haven't. I think going into that game, I think he'd been on the field for like 7 quarters. And then to come out on the biggest stage and perform the way he did was awesome. But again, total team effort, especially on that side of the ball. It was great.
Looking ahead, you've got Bennett Academy tomorrow night, which, anytime you go over to Lisle and play at Benedictine, it's always going to be a solid game. What can the JCA fans expect out of the Red Wings tomorrow?
Well, you're looking at a team that's sitting at 4-5 or 4-3. Though they're almost in playoff mode. These last 2 weeks. So you're going to get everything that they have. They got some playmakers over there. They got a big tight end. You can run the ball, throw the ball, and they've always played us tough defensively. They'll have their guys fired up. It's senior night for them, and you're going to expect everything.
And I had a nice talk with Rudy on the sideline Friday night, and I mentioned this earlier in the show's, Jaws. I think the difference maker this year, and I mean, let's face it, it's a difference maker every year, but I think the way things fell this year with COVID and kids having limited opportunities to work out, to lift, your weight program is what's paying off dividends in a huge way this year from what I've seen, what I saw from Friday night.
Yeah, and I think you can date that back to, all the years Rudy's done that.
Yeah.
Guys being committed, guys finding a way.
But I really think this year it's really put a big separation between you and several other teams I've seen.
Yeah, and I just credit our kids, for making that commitment, and finding a way to get it done. But it's a great group that's worked really hard. And they play for each other. They're about as close as a team as you can get. And they have each other's backs and will do anything for each other.
All right, my friend. Well, appreciate you taking some time to join us. Congratulations again, and go get one tomorrow night. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. All
right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck, Josh.
All right. Jake Jaworski joining us from Joliet Catholic Academy. And again, Joe, just a lot to be excited for. There's no doubt about it. For the Hilltoppers.
Yes. Any doubters out there, they're for real. They really are.
All right, Joe, we got a critic out there.
Oh, no.
We do. Beth Risky wants to know, why aren't we mentioning the awesome game Vinny Iannatone had for JCA? Joe, how often have you talked about Vinny Iannatone on these airwaves?
Every week except this one right now.
Beth, we love you, and I appreciate the comment. Vinny had a great game.
Yeah, he's a great player.
He has a great game literally every week. He's a huge reason. I think if you caught the beginning of this show, I mentioned that if there's a player of the year right now from Joliet Catholic, my vote would be for Vinny Iannatone. Just from the fact of he's been able to keep that offense churning and going despite Jordan being out and some other injuries. He's been as consistent as they come. And I tell you what, if you've got to feel good with the amount of depth and quality you have at running back, and that starts right at the very top of Vinny Iannatone.
And again, too, in the games that Jordan Anderson were hurt, defense is new. I mean, Joliet Catholic control the ball this year. I mean, they've got guys catch the ball. But when there's really basically one, I know Ryan Laughlin, the fullback, the tough kid, he's a catcher on our baseball team. I love Ryan to death. And Vinny was the show. I mean, he impressed me with his – I know he's fast. He's faster than his brother Nick, and I know Nick was pretty fast himself. But the Crete game, I think, was a game that was he kind of dominated that game because Crete, with a lot of speed on the outside in that fourth quarter when they needed first downs, he was getting them to the outside. I mean, that's how good of a player he is.
And again, you need depth in a season. You need multiple backs. And JCA has that this year. And again, it's another reason, part of the reason to be very excited about this team moving forward. There's no doubt about it. And Joe, 4A, it's going to be ugly. Just remember that.
For a while, yes.
All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go back out to the phone lines. The one and only Brett Koy will join us. We will talk Lamont football and so much more. You're listening to the Week 8 edition on Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk Sports.
Ad paid for by CompleteCar.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to the COVID crisis, we are announcing a low-cost extended service plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay nothing for auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay nothing for auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-549-1985 now. Drivers who are covered by this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair bill again. This auto coverage is at an all-time low, much lower than what dealerships are charging. Additionally, drivers who activate this auto coverage today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental car at no additional cost. Call for your free quick quote today. 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985. What do you have to lose? Again, 800-549-1985.
Just because you think you're so pretty.
Hi, this is Kathy Carosa from the Polkas on Tour radio show. Join us every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., right here on WJOL 1340 a.m. Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
You me to spend all my money. You laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because.
Lightways Hospice invites you to our annual Lights of Love Memorial Tribute. This virtual event may be viewed online November 24th and promises to be a meaningful way to honor those we've lost. Register by October 31st to have your loved one remembered with a photo in the broadcast video. You'll also receive a special memorial ornament. For more information and to register, go to lightways.org or call 815-740-4104.
Are you struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with Michelle Kerfin handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else and more money too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen and get to a better state with State Farm. Find Michelle online at insurewithmichelle.com.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. UC Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, UC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
When bad weather hits, 1340 WJOL is there for you.
Probably been mid-80s or so since we had something that caused this much damage. So this is a pretty significant event for us. We are incredibly fortunate. There is not a single reported injury.
The WJOL news team and meteorologist Rick DeMaio are here to give you watches, warnings, and the aftermath. We're your weather station, Joliet and Will County. We are 1340 WJOL. For all the scores, from football to basketball to baseball, it's WJOLsports.com.
And welcome back. We're the barely claim us, but they still love us here anyway, portion of the sports department here at 1340 WJOL. Welcome back to Pigskin Preview. It is week 8, and we are thrilled to bring in our next guest, Joe.
Yes, sir.
I understand you know this gentleman a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He is the head coach of the Lamont football program. His name is Brett Koy, and he joins us, and he has a big game, Joe, on his hands this week,
Yes,
hosting
Yes, he does.
Thornton Correctional South. Coach, welcome aboard.
You just got to get that in, don't you?
Oh, there's some other things I've got to get into, but that's just the start.
That's just the start, Brett.
It's pure jealousy, Joe. Pure jealousy.
First of all,
I'm used to it from that meteor land, you know?
Yes, I know. Boy, do I know that.
We're not even going there. I know that's your toughest game of the year, and we're going to leave it at that. Glad to have you aboard and back on the show. Joe?
Yes, sir.
I think you had something for Coach Koy.
Well, I have a couple things. How you treat my boy, Coach Hayes? Are you treating him okay?
Oh, he always gets treated with kid gloves with me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, is he still helping you with the computer, though, isn't he?
Oh, I don't think that will ever stop. So that stops when I'm done. You know that.
I was told to ask you this question. Is the 2 for $5 Whoppers treating you very well this year?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. It's gotten off the Whopper deal, and I'm on the Big Mac wagon here. So
oh boy!
I figure. Last year I put on probably 3 inches on my waist with Whoppers, and now I'm working on another 3 inches with
well, you're not
Big Mac this season here.
You're spreading the wealth around, which I guess is going to be good for the economy.
Is.
So there's a positive.
Yeah.
It doesn't come off. That weight doesn't come off like it used to.
Believe me, I know that for sure.
No doubt.
Yep.
Well, we don't have much to ask you because you're 7-0. So
I do.
Go ahead.
All right. Another one, Brett. This is, with TF South coming to town, at 6-1, probably your toughest challenge since the NAS game. It's probably nice to have a game like this, and then next week, but have a game like this getting ready for the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely. You guys know that. And, sometimes you could only control so much in your schedule.
Right. Oh, yes.
We're in that situation where we needed a big game, obviously before it comes playoff time. And this one will be one. Obviously we're seeing a team that's 6-1, typically, very well coached and some very good athletes and some good sized kids too. So it's coming at what I think is a very good time for us here.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Coach Bob Padgett, and again, I didn't know how involved he was in odds making, but in the press, he made you like a 5-touchdown favorite on Friday. So he's really,
Gosh, come on.
really, no, I'm serious. He's really putting the onus on you guys. And boy, he's playing up that underdog role quite a bit.
Well, be honest with you, I knew he'd be doing something. So,
of course.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. You know, there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be a good one. And when he says something like that, he fails to realize that that back he's got in the backfield is pretty doggone good. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about Ernest Temple, who's been a couple-year kind of starter and mainstay for them. Defensively, have they changed? I'm hearing defensively they've made some changes, especially up front on the D-line. Have you noticed?
Some different things. You know, there's no doubt they've gone at times to an even front that we see at times, and you know that keeps you guessing a little bit more. And you know, we've seen a little bit of both all year long, so it's something that especially you know our offensive line coach, Coach Conaset, does an absolutely awesome job. So our kids really do a nice job of picking up different fronts and recognizing things really quick, and it's definitely without a doubt you know, a nice little change up for us here.
Brett, defensively, you know, again, offensively and defensively, awesome all year, but defensively, you know, your front seven, I think, again, probably your core with the 3-year starter, Cole Brannigan, I think, on the inside. Tyler Wilms, I believe, plays defensive line, and Alex Tagler, an outside linebacker. The front seven has probably been a very solid unit for Willie this year.
Well, you know, first of all, you just named 3 absolutely awesome kids and really, really, really good football players for us. You know, I mean, when you're talking the mainstay of our defense, you know, you immediately start with those 3, and you know that's not even talking about Stricker, who's you know been dinged up a little bit, and you know we've had the fortune of not having to play him the last couple weeks and try to get him healthy for this you know this time of the year, and but those 3 guys have really played exceptionally well for us, and I obviously Mo Khalil's a part of that too. He's our other linebacker, you know, with Cole, and not to say that other kids haven't, but you know those guys have really played well for us. I mean, we were just part of the conversation the other day because it's coming to the end of the year, and you talk about you know what kids you know are due for some awards and get some recognition, and you know, we talked about Tagler playing just lights out the whole year for us, you know, and, you know, and Cole, like you said, Cole and Williams have been just, been a mainstay there for a couple of years, not just this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, they've really played some good football for us.
Brett, how is this team different maybe compared to the last handful of years? Personality wise, how are they? Just as a team, how do they differ maybe?
You know, the first thing is, you know, and it's always something I feel is, I don't know if it's underestimated or understated, but, you know, when you get that group of kids that are a really close-knit group of kids, it sounds sort of, you know, goofy, but, you know, you don't want to lose a football game or let your buddy down next to you. And these guys are like that. You know, I think they've played football together for a number of years. They hang out together on and off the field. So they don't want to let each other down. So that's first of all, you know, a huge part of what's going on by us. You know, the other thing is we're offensively, we're so balanced. You know, it just I mean, receiver-wise, we're absolutely solid. Running back-wise, you know, I mean, we haven't even touched Tagler, who was a 2-year, you know, varsity starter for us at running back, and he's barely even touched the ball offensively, you know. And I mean, that's rather crazy, you know, that we even haven't even used that aspect of it. But I think a lot of that rotates around, you know, Peyton, you know, our quarterback. Peyton Solomon's just been playing lights out for us. And, it's really not a surprise to me, because we knew, we knew he was going to be something special. And he's showing every bit of that and more. And, when you're able to throw the ball, when people load the box up because you got Al or you got, Andriotti, and now all of a sudden you can do some damage on the other end, which we really typically have not consistently been able to do for the last, handful of years. So, now guess what? That opens up a whole nother can of worms that you're capable of doing.
You finally able to run that older brother off the staff, or is he still hanging around?
I hope he hangs around as long as I'm around. And be honest with you, Willie will probably say he hopes he sticks around probably after I'm gone. So, they absolutely, Joe knows, they absolutely love him. The kids love him. He's the old school. He just works his tail off, and he just, the kids just, he's such a positive and incredible motivator and coach with the kids. Obviously I'm, being his brother, a little biased, but, he was a great addition to our staff, and we already had some absolutely awesome guys, when he came aboard, and he just made all of us even better.
Brett, just go over you mentioned, I mentioned Willie and Bert and stuff and Coach C. Who are the other coaches? I know who they are. Just kind of mention them.
I mean, Coach LaBarbera's got the linebackers, and he's got our special teams, and he's been doing that for a number of years, and he's just he's incredible with those guys. And Coach Manns actually is the first. This is the first year he's up with us, varsity wise, and he's got linebackers with Babs, and I think he's sort of Willie's sounding board, other than Bert's, and like I said a little bit earlier, Coach Conisett has taken over the line, which has been he's done an absolutely awesome job for us. And my mainstay offensively, since I've been there, and the guy couldn't have been greater for not only our receivers but also for me offensively as Coach Gagnon.
Right.
He's just I wouldn't say one of the younger guys, but he's one of the younger guys on our staff, and he's just a workaholic too, and just a fantastic coach. So we're really blessed as a staff here. So
yeah, I know that. I just wanted you I know all those guys very well.
No, he doesn't. He did it so those guys will end up having to buy him breakfast next time they go.
We're going to go to McDonald's for Big Macs.
That's all right. Yep. Then we'll go to McDonald's and I'll get my Big Mac there.
There you go. See, I worked that in for us. So don't worry about it.
So obviously we've learned a few things tonight. We learned you're a burger guy.
Yes.
Are you an ice cream guy?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
He is. Yes, he is.
What things that aren't good for you? I'm that guy. Yep.
What's the go-to ice cream flavor for you?
Oh, you really want me to say this on air? Huh?
Sure.
Pink bubble gum.
Oh God!
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder why I like Bert so much better.
Yeah.
Like not even close.
Oh my!
That's been a mainstay of the Koy household for my birthday.
Wow, that's a shocker.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah,
it's a number of years I've known you.
How far back does this obsession obviously go for you?
Oh, that probably goes all the way back to our trips to Monaco, Wisconsin, when I was a little kid.
Wow.
And guess what? You guys know my dad.
Right? Yes.
That's all a part of that. I would venture to say that's embedded in my mind.
Okay.
But what's even crazier is Cool Creations in Lockport has that. You don't see that anywhere anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
No.
We were there. Wife and I were there over the summer, and I noticed that there were a couple of them that I noticed. Pink bubblegum was one. Oh, there was another one. It was like
cotton candy.
Yeah. Cotton candy. There were like 3 or 4 others, and there you go, Cool Creations. We're giving you a plug. Ding, 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 ding. Wow, that is amazing. Joe, we have to keep asking this question. Yes. We're all dying to know.
I'm with the coach on this one.
Oh, see?
Wow,
all right.
A friend here.
Well, we've got some controversy in the second hour of the show for sure. Brett, appreciate it, my friend. Go get one, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Hey, tell the boys I said hello too.
And remember, I love
absolutely.
I love Saturday night playoff games. Remember that.
Well, I hope. Be honest with you, I hope we're till that time. Yep.
I hear you.
That's the goal.
Thanks,
Yep.
Coach.
Yeah, good luck, Brett.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
All right, Brett Koy joining us. Mr. Bubblegum Ice Cream joining us. Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Neither did I.
This is the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Second hour, George Chart, Brad Coons, your calls.
Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340. The Armstrong and Getty Show poses the question. Can you be informed? Can you be up on the news of the day and the issues without being bored? We say yes, you can. The Armstrong and Getty Show.
Not just boring, biased political talk. The Armstrong and Getty Show is entertaining, informative, with political commentary, observations on local, national, and international news, and reflections on social issues. Weekdays at 10 a.m. here on 1340 WJOL.
Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340. From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports, WJOL, Joliet.
Panel recommends boosters of another COVID-19 vaccine, Moderna. ABC's Whit Johnson says it's for seniors and adults with underlying medical conditions or who are frequently exposed to the virus.
The Moderna booster would be only a half dose after data indicated that was enough to restore protection. Overall, the Moderna vaccine has remained highly effective against severe illness and hospitalization, showing less waning over time than its counterparts Pfizer and J&J. Still, Moderna says its booster shot, given at least 6 months after the second dose, increased protective antibodies by 15-fold 1 month later. Moderna also finding side effects from its booster were similar to those after first and second doses.
The CDC and the FDA still need to sign off on it. ABC News has learned that the CDC is advising states to order pediatric doses of the COVID vaccine now. The FDA is expected to authorize a vaccine for children ages 5 to 11 within weeks. A Boeing employee is charged over the failures of a jet made by the company.
Boeing's former chief technical pilot for the 737 MAX has now been indicted for fraud for allegedly misleading regulators about problems tied to the plane's 2 fatal crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia. The crashes linked to the plane's MCAS system, which was designed to stabilize the aircraft, but instead played a role of forcing down the nose of the plane. Mark Faulkner is accused of withholding critical information to save Boeing money. Alex Stone, ABC News.
First-time jobless claims hit a pre-pandemic low last week.
This is a testament to the progress we've made on the economy, thanks to President Biden's success in getting Americans vaccinated and getting economic relief to the middle class.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says it's proof that the economy is still recovering. Former Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe has won back his full pension. He sued the Justice Department after former President Trump fired him. You're listening to ABC News.
For eligible individuals 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Your hearing aids are sent right to your door. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge. Ah, you people at Lively are wonderful. With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/radio.
Juvenile detention populations are falling, but conditions are also deteriorating.
Complaints range from overuse of pepper spray and isolation as disciplinary tools to staff members sexually abusing young inmates. Acting U.S. Attorney Chad Meacham says the majority of juvenile corrections officers have the best interest of the kids in their care at heart.
But if there are bad actors or systematic problems that are violating young people's rights, we are determined to root those out.
A federal investigation will focus on allegations of physical and sexual abuse and a lack of adequate mental health services for the state's youngest jail inmates. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Former President Trump loses a bid to retain operating control of a golf course in the Bronx.
A city panel approved a new operator for Ferry Point Park Golf Course after the mayor of New York canceled the Trump organization's concession to run it following the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. The Trump organization said, while we are disappointed, we are not surprised. Trump insisted the course flourished after the Capitol riot, but the PGA had moved to sever ties and canceled a tournament at another Trump golf course. A Georgia-based company takes over next month, and the city said it looks forward to a more inclusive chapter. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
The Love Is in the Bin work by artist Banksy, which self-shredded after was sold at auction in 2018, has sold again, this time for over $25 million. That's close to 20 times its pre-shredded price, and it's a record for a Banksy. This is ABC News.
There's a lot of confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID, with guidelines and regulations changing by the week. You need an accurate thermometer for your family to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
How time flies when you're having fun, or at least trying to have fun. In 2020, we lost a season, and while we will never be able to get that back, the Malloy State Farm team is happy to be back on board with EDGYTIM and Coach Radagaro as the title sponsor of the Pigskin Preview. So here's to the players, the coaches, and the parents who have been waiting for this moment. Give it your best effort. Make it memorable. And on Monday, give the Malloy State Farm team a call at 815-463-5800 to get our best effort at saving you money.
Just like a coach gets his players ready to take on an opponent, Tire Tracks wants to get your car or truck ready to take on the road. Whether you're in need of a new set of tires from brands that you trust, including Bridgestone and Firestone, or you're looking for a full-service automotive repair shop that does oil changes, brakes, and more, Tire Tracks has a local store near you, including Bradley, Frankfort, Mantino, Morris, Wilmington, and 3 locations in Joliet. Tire Tracks, a local family-owned business for local people. Online at TireTracksUSA.com.
So you're getting some roof or exterior work done, and you've covered all your bases, right? Even checked out some online reviews. You think you've got everything covered? Well, think again. Not all roofing and siding companies are insured. That's why I can't say enough great things about R.E. Duchesne Construction. They are a licensed and fully bonded exterior contractor serving Will, Grundy, and Kendall counties for over 40 years. I trust them, and I've personally used them.
Hi, I'm Rita Duchesne Hughes. If you look at your home and don't like what you see, or what you have no longer protects your family and largest asset, call us at R.E. Duchesne Construction. R.E. Duchesne has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, so you can be confident you need only make one call. Looking to upgrade? R.E. Duchesne offers a full line of roof shingles, gutters, siding, soffit fascia, and windows. Call us at 815-722-2821 for all your home improvement needs. Financing is now available. Check us out on the web at reducheneinc.com.
And be sure to tell them Scott Slocum sent you.
I was with my wife at the grocery store when the cashier handed me the receipt and said, "Have a nice day." I replied, "Thank you." When we got to the car, Julie commented about how I could have been a bit nicer. So I thought for a moment and realized she was right. We all have the choice in our interactions with others. We can react to people, we can respond to people, we can go the extra step and simply respect people. I'm Barry Kolonowski of Senior Services of Will County, reminding you to take a moment and be kind. For over 50 years, we've been connecting resources, information, services, and programs to those over the age of 60 and for those that care for them. To learn more about senior services and how we can help, please visit us at willcountyseniors.org or call us at 815-723-9713. By the way, did you notice I said, please? Julie would be proud.
1340 WJOL presents Tim Kerpen's House Talk, Thursday afternoons at 12:15, hosted by the owner of Kerpen Inspections, Tim Kerpen. There's so much you can do around the house, and each week, Tim will give you the ins and outs on how to make your home the best it can be and keep your energy bills down. If you're a business and would like to advertise or be featured on the show, call 708-935-3050. Tim Kerpen's House Talk, Thursday at 12:15 on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports. I am your host, EDGYTIM, along with the coach, Joe Rodagero, and Evan, the Sheriff Bredesen, spinning the dials behind the desk and taking care of everything technically. We appreciate his help every single week. And Joe, couldn't do the show without Evan.
Nope.
If we did, you wouldn't be listening to us right now. So
right. We'd be talking to each other.
This edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by title sponsors, State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
And the game of the week, it's quite a dandy. Friday Night Lights kicks off with Evan at 6:05, and then we will go out to Lockport where the Porters are hosting Lincoln Way East. And Joe,
yes, sir.
Just call it the greatest high school game in the history of football. Okay, not quite that big.
It's a biggie, though.
It's a biggie, though. And we are going to bring in the head coach of your Lockport Porters, George Chart, joining us. And, Coach, appreciate you taking some time to join us tonight.
Oh, well, thanks for having me since you canceled me last week, you know.
Excuse me? Excuse me. We will not air our business on the air here, sir.
No dirty laundry. I'm sorry.
None whatsoever. Now,
George, it's monkey business.
Now, the first thing we want to get to is, I know ticket availability. I know it's quite involved. I know it involves QR codes. So, George, we're counting on you to fill us in on all the intricacies of getting tickets for tomorrow, including explaining to us how to use a QR code. Ready? Go.
All I know is you go up and under the trees there's some bushes, and you look for the guy that's going to pop out of the bushes, and he'll take care of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is head coach George Sharp from your Lockport Porters.
Well, I tell you what, you know how it works, right?
Yep. Connections, my man.
That's right.
Well, I've got to imagine if this thing isn't sold out, it's got to be really, really close.
Yeah, all I've been hearing about is how crowded it's been. You know, I'm afraid to turn around and look. Might catch something in the face, but it's been crowded. I know people have been turned away. I know many people have been turned away, and when people leave at halftime, they're not allowed back in. So I know it's been pretty nasty behind us as far as that goes.
Well, I know for sure.
It's crowded.
For sure, sorry to interrupt you, my man. I know the game we were at against Lincoln Way West. I mean, looking across, because I mean the booth that we're in across on the other side, which we like. And by the way, is the poster still going to be up there for me?
No, that was a special. That was a special gift for West.
All right. They were 2-3 deep on the fence. So, I mean, and that's good because that's what you and your staff and your kids have created at Lockport, the interest in the games, and they're getting all fired up, and it's good to see big crowds at Lockport again.
Absolutely. It is great to see, and it's great to hear. And, I'm just glad we have a product on the field that gives them something to cheer about,
Yes. Yes.
George, how do you keep everything in check with your guys? I mean, I'm sure they came firing out of the gates right away on Monday, but how do you kind of get that slow build up to tomorrow night?
Oh, there's nothing I have to do. Our coaches are pumped. Our players are pumped. Everyone's, looking forward to this game. We've had a good week of practice, even with the rain on Wednesday. We had the little Monday day off, which gave us coaches a little extra time to organize and watch extra film. And we've been focused, and trust me, these last few weeks, we have not been, unprepared, but everybody seems to be playing, really well against us.
Yep.
The challenge gets tougher and tougher every week, we feel, and that's good for us. So when you ask that question, what are we doing? Well, all we're doing is pointing out what we're playing, and we know what needs to be done to compete with the type of teams we're playing.
It's a double-edged sword. Like you said, every week they know who you guys are. They know your record. You've got the target on your back, which means you're the best team out there, and that's good. But that's the other edge of that is you're going to get the best game out of everybody that you play.
Right. Right. And that's what we tell them. And that's what's been happening. West was they've been playing good all year, if you ask me.
Yes.
And I just felt like each game, I said each game, it's going to get tougher and tougher because each team now has more to play for. They have another week under the belt to get better. They have another week of film to see what we do to adjust. And that's, you saw again, you were there, you saw the game against both those teams. Right. They were tough games for us to win. Yes. We had to come through a lot of, adverse conditions and situations, I should say. And our kids came through.
George, fill us in on what you've seen from East and maybe how they've progressed over the last 3-4 weeks.
Well, to me, they look pretty much the same as they always do. Just a solid team, top to bottom. Solid coaching, solid playing, solid looking athletes. The blip on the radar has to be the Sandberg game. Give credit to Sandberg for playing a great game. But, East is just, to me, is they're East. And until you beat them, you've got to, take your hat off to what they do year in and year out with their kids they get. And they're, like I said, they're well coached. They spread the ball around. They move guys around. They hit the holes hard defensively. They're a little young maybe, but they're disciplined. They hit, they tackle well. They don't miss assignments. It's just a great program.
George, defensively, the last 2 games, of course, we did on the air, so I got a chance to see you guys, and again, we're going to be out there tomorrow night.
We are the home of Porter football here on 1340
We're called WJLTHS now. So just want to let you know. Yeah. You're going to have a show every Tuesday afternoon.
The George Chart Show.
George Chart Show.
Is that after the Jake Jaworski show, right?
Yes. And after the Brett Koy show.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Everybody knows about your front four. They're very good. Your front seven, I'm going to say, they're very good. Guys that have been, and you've talked about these kids a little bit already, but guys that have impressed me are Troy Mutz and Nick. Hopefully, I'm going to say this, Francis Kovich, who I think had great games last Friday night against Bolingbrook.
Yeah, well, he got one of the players of the week. Every game Nick's played great. He really has. Every game, perfect every game, no, but he just makes plays. He's done things where in situations where we have not gone over certain things that we expected, he's come up and make plays. Like in the HF game, he made a fantastic play where his guy didn't do what we had coached him that he was going to do, and he just had to make a play on his own. Ends up making an interception. And then same thing this week. He comes up, he makes tackles, he fills his force role very well. He's a very good pass defender. And same thing, Troy Mutz has had some key interceptions the last 2 games, and he's a great aggressive tackler also. So I'm glad you mentioned them too. But it's good to see the things that we see when we watch film too.
Yes.
All right. Before we cut you loose, I had to ask this question of Coach Koy. I guess I have to ask you this one as well. You ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Favorite ice cream? What is it?
Oh, geez. Your favorite ice cream?
Yep. Favorite flavor?
Well, I know. Well, you see, that's like asking who my favorite daughter is, or.
Well, we're waiting for an answer.
Okay, well, I got to think. I know when I was little, it used to be chocolate mint chip when I was little, but I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. I like stuff with chocolate and even peanut butter in it. So I'm going to go with Moose Tracks.
There you go. Nice call.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Moose Tracks. I haven't had it for a while. Usually I'm going to throw one at you. I usually have a little ice cream. I pour a little wine over my ice cream. And that Moose Tracks, I wouldn't do that with.
No, you can't do that with Moose Tracks. There's too much stuff in there.
A little wine. over the ice cream.
Yeah, oh no, a little ice cream in my wine. You got that backward, Edgy.
I'm done. That's it. We're done. Just turn it off. Evan, turn the machine off. We're done. Oh, that's
you, George.
that's
I love that.
Awesome, George.
Yes.
That's awesome. I'm not going to try that, but it does sound interesting.
You go online and you can look it up. It's not as strange as it sounds. There's people that
What
sell
are you
it.
doing online?
What?
What are you
No,
doing
I've been
online?
told.
I know you're not using your cell phone.
That's right.
Oh, my friend, you're the best.
You're the best.
You are the best.
Thank you.
We are going to have so much fun with the George Chart Show.
Oh, we are.
I'm telling you. We're going to bring those hard-hitting questions every single week on the George Chart Show.
I tell you
Every
what,
week.
we've talked about this, and again, it's almost impossible. But when the end of the year, once it's all over, everybody's done or whatever, whether it's the first week or Thanksgiving weekend, we talked about this, getting all you head coaches together someplace and just shoot the breeze with you guys for a couple.
Joe,
hours.
you're media now. They don't want anything to do with you.
George, for food.
George is laughing.
George would be there for food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if we're buying, sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's got the bill?
Oh, I'd pay for you, George. I would.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I would pay for you.
All right. Well, I think we've learned a lot tonight.
We sure have.
And again, all kidding aside, good luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, good luck,
Have
buddy.
fun. Enjoy it. You guys have worked really hard for that big moment tomorrow. And just go out and get one, okay?
He left.
Wow. That's maybe the best classic
mic drop.
That was a mic drop. George Chart just mic dropped on our show.
Boy, I got to get on him tomorrow night.
Man, you better get all over him. You better bring some ice cream and some wine with you.
I was going to
tomorrow.
say a little too much of that ice cream tonight
I don't
before
know if
the.
they'll let me in Lockport with some. I'll have to sneak that in, but
at least some moose
tracks. Oh, he'll see me out at practice one day. I'll bring a gallon of that out there.
George is never dull.
Never.
Ever. That was phenomenal. Appreciate George Chart joining us and Moose Tracks. Very solid choice.
Yeah,
I mean,
like Moose Tracks too.
I don't know if I necessarily go out of my way for Moose Tracks, but if it's there, I'm eating it.
Yes.
And by the way, George, lighten up a little bit on mint chocolate chip, okay?
One of
pretty
my
good.
grandsons, he
Still
loves
pretty
mint chocolate
good.
chip.
Again,
He loves it.
It's not in my top 3 rotation, but maybe
Papa
top
doesn't
5.
like mint chocolate chip either.
Maybe
but
top 5 or
my
6.
Mason loves it.
Joe, you're wrong too. So. All right, we're stepping aside. When we come back, more talk. We're going to talk to Brad Coons from Plainfield East, and Brad's not going to put up with this nonsense. Otherwise, he'll just smack me across the head. No, I'm just kidding. Brad Coons will join us. You're listening to the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
Tonight, shut off the video games, turn off the smartphones, and unplug the tablet.
What? Hey!
Because tonight, you're gonna take the family bowling.
I didn't know I could have this much fun without plugging something in.
Echo Lanes and Crossfire Laser Tag in Morris is committed to providing family-friendly fun at an affordable price. Every Tuesday is Quarter Mania. Bowling, shoes, and pop are just $0.25 each. Hot dogs are 50 cents. And so are fries after your $6.50 cover charge. Laser Tag is $4 per session every Thursday. Come back Sunday and bowl for $4 per game. Echo Lanes and Crossfire Laser Tag at the junction of Routes 47 and Route 6 in Morris. Open Mondays at 4, Tuesday through Sunday at noon. Birthday parties and holiday parties welcome. Call for available dates and times. Log on to echobowlinglanes.com for more info.
Tire Tracks USA brings you the high school football game of the week. This Friday night, conference championship on the line. Lincoln Way East plays at Lockport. You'll hear it live here on WJOL Radio right after Friday Night Lights, presented by...
The Will County Veterans Assistance Commission wants to spotlight the Will County Recorder and their Veterans Honor Rewards Card. With the Honor Rewards program, veterans will be eligible for services and discounts at participating local businesses. Veterans can visit willcountyrecorder.com and click on Honor Rewards to sign up. And if you're a business that would like to get involved, you can use the business sign-up link at willcountyrecorder.com under Honor Rewards.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Here's the Amita health tip of the day. Avoid sports injuries by always warming up and cooling down. Learn more about performance and find comprehensive care at the Amita Health Orthopedics Institute. Call 844-366-0615.
It's where Joliet, Romeoville, and Orland Park go for news and information. 1340 WJOL.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news to the studios here of Pigskin Preview. We have a scheduling change for tomorrow evening. Our Friday Night Lights pregame show with Evan, originally set for 6:05, has now been changed, ladies and gentlemen, to 5:35 tomorrow afternoon. So again, if you had plans to listen to plans to listen to Friday Night Lights with Evan at 6:05, we are springing the time backwards and starting it at 5:35, mainly because Dave Dwyer needs at least a minimum half-hour pregame. The work and the craftsmanship he puts into that pregame show that he has is spectacular. The amount of research he does, it's mind-boggling how much effort and work he puts into that pregame show. So again, Friday Night Lights, 5:35, WJOL Game of the Week, starting at 6:05 with Dave Dwyer's 25-minute. Probably extending it out further because kickoff probably won't be exactly at 6:30. So
I tell you what, at homecoming it was going to start 6:30, but they had the junior varsity pom-pom squad or whatever.
Are you going to go out in the field and tell them they can't do their stuff, Joe?
I know.
Well, you can now because you're retired, but I guarantee you Brad Coons wouldn't do that at Plainfield East. Brad Coons, would you go out and tell the Brad? Would you go out and tell the junior varsity cheerleaders that they can't do their routine before your game, or no?
I would not have the heart to do that.
Yeah,
I'd say go for it.
I agree with you, Brad.
And Brad is also not retired like you, Joe.
Yeah, that's true.
Brad, welcome to the show.
Ways to go. Thank you. I don't know how I'm going to follow up the last convo. That was really good.
And a mic drop.
Yeah,
it was like, come on.
It was a mic drop.
Good to have you on. Hey, I know we've talked about, obviously, Lockport, Lincoln Way East is a big game. I'm going to tell you something, pal. You've got a big game tomorrow night.
We do. This is over these last 3 years. Going against South's been our rivalry, and as much as everybody wants to say it's North and East, I mean, it's us and South. And, 2 years ago, we shared conference title together with Joliet West. And then, last year, our game came down to 4th and inches on the goal line. And we unfortunately fumbled the snap and, South won that. So tomorrow, both of us 3 and 4 this is basically, -2 playoff round for us. And, you gotta win to keep it stay alive for both of us.
Brad, I was out at Evan and I did the game at Plainfield Central, and walking away, I know it was a loss, but I was impressed with your team and a few players that kind of impressed me. You got 2 freshmen, Quinn Morris and Brandon Parades. I think how you're
Parades. Yep.
I mean, 2 freshmen are going to be very good as their years progress at Plainfield East. But I was very impressed with those 2 young freshmen.
Absolutely. And we do play a lot of younger guys right now. But Quinn Morris, obviously, he's got his brother's shadow to kind of be ahead of him, but he's already kind of breaking out of it. He's done a great job for us on both sides of the ball. He's played corner for us. Has a couple interceptions on the year. And, last week he scored 2 touchdowns, both coming from Parades. And they were big plays for us. We were having a rough time moving the ball early versus Joliet West, whose defense is really stout for, them being off a couple weeks because of COVID and whatnot. But, he came in and did a great job. And, Brandon, he has a great arm, great attitude, works hard. He has his freshman moments, and we call him Freshie.
Yep.
And, we have fun with him with that. But, we're really lucky. We have a good, junior quarterback in Quinn Callahan, and right. We have Brandon, who also, I've always been unconventional and willing to try things. And, we play both of them because they both have strengths and we can play to those strengths.
Where does that come from? You mentioned your at times unconventional. Where did you get that? Was that along the way? It's just kind of your own style. How did you develop that style?
I think having played for so many different offensive coordinators and then coached so many different systems, I feel like, over the years, you lose a little bit of a conviction for, this is my way or what I want to do.
Right.
And you learn that there's so many different ways to do things that if you can get everybody to buy in, and it's fun, might as well go for it and try it and see what happens, and I think there are a lot of people that would shy away from 2 quarterbacks or this, that, and the other, or being up tempo or, last year during the spring season, we onside kicked every time. And, why not? That was our strengths. But I think as long as your kids are buying in and you're playing to your strengths and one thing that's been really tough this year is, we have probably the most kids we've ever had in our varsity program. And there are guys on our bench that are juniors that because we don't have a JV schedule, they would be starting most years as juniors. And here they are, sharing time with somebody else. And so, what we do, we try to do things so that more guys get involved and are bought into the team. And, we're lucky we have kids that are good and are good people as well that enjoy being together and being a family.
Yeah, it's, and it's interesting, Brad. I think in this day and age, I think coaches have to do that more than ever. Joe,
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I totally agree with you. Yes.
Because, you want to keep them involved. You want them to have fun. And again, you could be a tyrant if you're going 9-0 every year. And yeah, okay. But otherwise, I think it's a great way to keep kids involved and more invested in the program and buy-in and everything else, Brad. And I continue to see that across the state where, and I think, I'll tell you right now, a guy right down the street from you, I think John Ivel is that guy where people look at him and just physically his look and you think, wow, this guy's a throwback to the 70s, and John's the farthest thing from that.
Right.
Well, I think that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that's just kind of, where things are going. Because, I have guys on my staff that, they've coached for a long time and they're seeing us do things that are different, and they're buying into it too. It's like, okay, this is fun. Let's try this. It's easy to, I don't know how to put it. I like trying to be creatively simple. Like I want to find ways to seem complicated, but be simple enough that we can get a lot of people involved and have fun with it. So,
Brett, you just on that same topic we just talked about. I mean, I'm still coaching, but I mean, 45 years, I've seen the whole spectrum of things. And later on in my career as a head coach, you had to change with the times. As you were saying, you have to be more creative. You can't, I knew I could not coach the same way I did my first 15 years than I did my last 20. You have to change with the times, as you said. And it sounds like the way in your thinking that you're ahead. To me, you're ahead of the ball game that way.
I thank you. And I try, I try to keep staying fresh and finding new ways to do things. And, it's one of those things I really enjoy about it is just seeing the kids respond to it, seeing the kids buy in, because at the end of the day, a kid out there having fun is going to give you a better chance to win.
Yeah.
And a kid out there having fun is going to give them a better chance to stick with it through the hard times. And, if they're a good enough kid, go on and play college, and, maybe that changes their whole life. So, we're very much, we love our players, and we're very much, Edgy will tell you, I'm bugging him all the time. Hey, I got this kid. I got that kid.
Yep.
We want to see them go on and be successful in life, not just, their 4 years with us.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Plainfield South, I mean, Bill's generally going to want to run the football, play really, really fast on defense. I mean, what can your fans expect to see out of the Cougars tomorrow?
And they're very tough defensively. We know that they've had a couple injuries, been banged up a little bit here and there. We can tell that because there's different guys out there, different weeks. That's kind of one of the things as a coach, you always look out there and you're looking at the roster and you see who's in there week 1 and week 2, and then you see who in there the next week. And so we know that they've had to do some things to kind of, handle that end of things. But it's always, when we played them, it's always a very, very physical battle that, is one up front, and they have some good linemen. They got some good running backs that, we're trying to find ways to stop. But we feel like our defense has probably been one of our strengths this year. We had a linebacker, Dominic McDonough, who's already at 90 tackles on the season. Senior, great kid, works hard. And, he kind of is the leader of our defense. And we've had fun on defense this year. So it's been a lot of fun so far this year. And I think going into this playoff type atmosphere, going to their place, it's going to make for a fun Friday night.
You stole my next question, but I was going to comment on your defense. I was very impressed with them. The game 2 weeks ago, the score doesn't indicate how well your defense played. And a guy that Evan and I called out a lot, as you mentioned him, Dominic McDonough, and just the entire defense, though, I thought gave a great effort 2 weeks ago. And I mean, very tough defense. And I thought you guys did a great job.
Well, thank you. And, Dan Page is our defensive coordinator, and he's done a phenomenal job for us. And, the kids have really bought into everything we're doing. And one of the cool things is on defense, we rotate guys in. It's not like,
right.
Sometimes you feel like you're putting your best 11 guys out on the field. And we feel like we can go 15, 16, 17 deep on defense. That's a great thing. This is the first year where we really haven't had to have too many people play both sides of the ball. And, the one example, though, Michael Morgan, he had 2 interceptions last week for us. He's our best receiver. So, we had an injury. Our 6'2" sophomore safety, Chidu Beke, got injured. And so we had to move some guys around. But, again, I'm really proud of our defense and how they're flying to the ball. And, I mean, you can probably tell how excited I am about it.
Yes.
I'm almost as excited about the ice cream question later on.
Oh,
there we go.
See, this is why guys should not be allowed to listen to the show until they're able to come on. All right, let's get to the real stuff. Let's get this out of the way. Favorite ice cream flavor, what is it?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of play off what he did. So I like vanilla, but I like having peanut butter and getting a little bit of peanut butter on the spoon and then getting the vanilla and eating it like that. That's my go-to.
That sounds good, though.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
you
See,
know?
here's-
See, I'm going to try these things.
So
Brad.
here's
I'm
the
gonna try
next.
these things.
You're not putting wine on top of it too, are you?
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
not.
be a little
I
weird.
leave the wine to my wife.
That'd be a little weird.
Yeah.
Now the next question, since we're going down this road, what kind of peanut butter? What brand?
It's, probably the Walmart brand. What is Great Value?
That's
Great
that's
Value.
okay.
Yeah, I think Great Value. Either Great Value or the Aldi brand. That's usually what we have in the house.
Well,
Hey,
you
that's
got
okay.
those boys. They're gonna.
I'm
I'm
a
sure
good
those.
guy.
Sure those boys are already eating you out of house and home. So
See, it's usually whatever ice cream is left over from whatever they didn't eat, and then a scoop of peanut butter with it. That's the correct answer, I guess.
are the boys driving yet or no?
Oh, they're driving us crazy sometimes, but no, they're big. You know, they're in kindergarten right now, and
Yeah.
they're monsters, and you know, we'll look forward to see how what they choose to do through life, and you know, when hopefully they can play football next year. We'll see.
There you go. Great to hear from you, my
Yes.
friend.
Yes.
Wish you the
Hey.
best of luck tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
good luck, Brad.
Go get them.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys.
All right, Brad Coons joining us from Plainfield East, and again, there you go. Everyone's got their own unique thing, Joe. Joe,
I'm not trying to. I like wine, but I like my wine with my Italian food.
Joe?
Not with that. Yes, sir.
What's your go-to?
Strawberry.
For a little strawberry.
I like strawberry.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, but believe me, I won't have what Coach Koy eats, but that's too sweet for me. But I'll eat any ice cream. But Moose Tracks is good. I like that.
Yeah.
But just plain old, just straw with the real strawberries in it. I mean, with strawberries in it, I like that.
Okay. Evan Bredesen, the sheriff. Favorite ice cream?
It kind of depends on the place, to be honest with you. If I'm at
I know.
home,
I'm
if
with
I'm
you
at
on
if
that.
I'm at home, it's either mint chocolate chip or cookie dough.
Solid.
Those are the two when I'm a go-to
Pretty
at
solid.
home.
Is there any place or two that's almost like a must go to? Because there's one for me. And Joe, I think you know what my place is because I'm pretty sure whenever I go there, I send you a picture of me sitting in a certain parking lot. Yeah, I'll fill you in.
Yeah.
You can't. No, don't go through your
No,
phone.
I'm not. If I got the picture, I got to show you a picture. No, Debbie did
Do
not.
you, Evan? Do you have a specific ice cream place that
I go to like a Dairy Queen, I get I like the cotton
Right.
candy blizzard. I like something a little sweeter like that, like Coach was talking about with the blue bubble gum. But up in my grandparents' lake house, there's an ice cream place not that far away.
Everyone's got a lake house place.
called the Hayloft, and it's kind of the place we've been going since.
Where?
It's up near Dowagiac, Michigan.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I spend tons of time.
Yeah,
up there.
so there's a place up there not too far away called the Hayloft. So we would go there for ice cream. My grandpa and I would drive over there. So
there you go.
I would always just get the regular vanilla. Haven't been there in years, but when I think of ice cream, I think of that place and I think of my grandfather.
Now, one of my favorite places to go to is technically not ice cream. Okay.
Oh yeah. I think it's
You remember what I'm talking about?
not Baskin Robbins.
No, you're way off. We go and get delicious homemade gelato from Zarlangos in Chicago Heights.
I don't know that I've ever had like real homemade gelato.
Dude, it'll change your life.
Gelato's good.
It'll rock your world and change your life.
Any gelato flavor is good.
Zarlangos, literally right across the street from Marion Catholic High School.
Really?
Phenomenal. Every time I'm out there, I have to stop.
It goes on the list.
Zarlangos.
Right near the sub place, right there, the place
Right down the street.
Yeah.
Yep. Phenomenal. Great stuff. And when it comes to Zarlangos, pretty much anything. They probably could take George's wine and put it in it
You know,
in
we should
gelato.
ask
It'll be
George
phenomenal.
if he has Cabernet or white. What type of is he pouring?
This is a high school show, sir.
That's true.
You're already talking betting lines and alcohol on the show, Coach
Hey,
Joe.
my boy, he gave me the right line on that one.
I know. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, you know what? We're going to open the phone lines and we're going to ask you your favorite ice cream flavor. Talk about your favorite place for ice cream. If you own a business and you sell ice cream, what the heck? Call in.
Yes.
We'll be back. This is the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
The day is finally here, and you're invited to the wedding of the year. Breast Intentions of Illinois proudly presents Tony and Tina's wedding on Friday, November 5th at the Jacob Henry Ballroom in Joliet. Tony and Tina's wedding is the theater experience where everyone is family. Join Breast Intentions for this one-of-a-kind night, an immersive comedy show staged as an evening of nuptials for two Italian-American families. There's real food, real dance, and real mingling with the cast of lovable characters. Breast Intentions of Illinois provides crisis intervention for those facing financial hardship while battling breast cancer due to the cost of treatment or time off work. 100% of all donations made to Breast Intentions of Illinois always go back to people and families dealing with a breast cancer diagnosis. Support Breast Intentions of Illinois at Tony and Tina's wedding on Friday, November 5th at the Old Central Church at the Jacob Henry Ballroom in Joliet. Get your tickets now at breastintentionsil.org. breastintentionsil.org.
When it comes to real estate, we have a buyer tsunami, an overload of buyers. Know more about your largest investment, your home. Find out why. Tuesdays at noon with Get Real with Eddie or GetRealWithEddie.com. Eddie Rudiger of the Rudiger Group at Baird & Warner will help you learn that buyer demand is here to stay. Current home remodeling ideas, interest rates, and the hottest colors to paint. Keep yourself and your home up to date. It is your biggest investment. Real estate information on your home, Tuesdays at noon with Get Real with Eddie or GetRealWithEddie.com.
BC Bank, leading the way to your financial wellness. No matter where your financial journey begins, Pathways banking options at Busey are designed with your goals in mind. Busey Bank, building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Busey, your partner in building business and growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Throughout the centuries, in different cultures, all funerals have been an essential part of life, each one being unique and meaningful to help us honor a life and to say goodbye to our loved ones. Here at Farkas Funeral Home, we have affordable, customizable packages to help you create a meaningful service for your loved one. From cremation with memorial services to full traditional burials, we offer it all. Call us today at 815-725-0100 or visit us at farkasfuneralhome.com.
The biggest Halloween event in Chicago is coming to the Dirt Oval at Route 66 Raceway in Joliet. On Saturday, October 23rd, it's the eve of Haunted Destruction, featuring a trunk or treat and costume contest for all ages, with figure 8 school bus racing, lawnmower derby, Power Wheels derby, and extreme trailer racing to end the night. Saturday, October 23rd, trunk or treat from 4 till 6. Event starts at 6. Tickets available online at dirtoval66.com and on site the night of the event, dirtoval66.com.
Where do you turn when bad weather hits? 1340 WJOL.
And it started blowing so hard that I swear to God, I thought my truck was going to flip over. So I looked through this parking lot and drove up onto their sidewalk to get behind their building. It just stayed there. I was just panicking. The sirens were going off and all that stuff.
We are here for you, Joliet and Will County. We are 1340 WJOL. High school football on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. We are winding up the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. I am EDGYTIM, your host, along with the coach, Joe Roddigero, Evan, the Sheriff, Bredesen, spinning the dials. And Joe,
yes,
again,
sir.
Phone lines are open, 815-254-7300. You want to talk about the games this week? You want to talk about your favorite ice cream? We're here for you. Joe, let's go through the area games this week. Cole City at Reed Custer, sir. Very, very strong game.
Yeah, this is another big game. I'm gonna go with the Kohlers here.
Herscher at Piatone.
The Tone. Herscher's 2-5.
Streeter at Wilmington.
The Wildcat keeps rolling.
Morris on the road at LaSalle, Peru.
Tough place to play. LaSalle's 5-2, and Morris's probably toughest games of these last two, getting ready for the playoffs, but I'm picking the Redskin there.
Thornton Fractional South, in search of a new nickname, taking on Lamont in search of a new nickname. Joe, it's the new nickname bowl.
I'm going to go with the Indian.
I'm sorry, sir. That's the Lamont Football Club.
Yeah.
Joliet Central at Joliet West. That is our Saturday game of the week, 11 a.m. kickoff. Joe, your thoughts?
Joliet West just too strong for Joliet Central. I know Joliet West is 1-6 and Central's 0-7, but just West is just too strong.
We just had Brad Coons on from Plainfield East. The Bengal on the road at Plainfield South.
Tough game, but I'm going to go with East. I really like them, and they're good. They're going to, no matter what happens this year, they're going to be better as the year progresses.
Yeah. Hopefully, a young team gets a little momentum there and finds their way into the playoffs.
Yep.
Romeoville on the road at Plainfield Central. Of course, the Wildcats have already secured a playoff spot. And, Joe, I got to think they got to be awfully darn close to locking up that conference title if they haven't
I would
already.
Say so. I looked at the standings the other day, too, and it just, I'm picking the Wildcat there, yes.
There's been a lot of talk. How are they going to fare in the postseason? Is that a concern?
I would say the draw that they get is going to be vital.
Yeah.
I really do. They could run up against a
5-4. I don't know who you want to throw out there, an 8A that could be a monster.
Right.
There could be several.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the low playoff points scare me. Again, there's nothing you can control if you're Plainfield Central, but usually that seems to play out more often than not. Plainfield North on the road at West Aurora.
I'm going to go even Plainfield North 5-2. I'm going to go with them. They'll go 6-2.
Speaking, it'd be nice if we're on camera. Hey, we're on camera. I had the camera covered. Sorry about that, everyone. Minooka 3-4. They're home. They're hosting Yorkville. Again, Yorkville's 4-3. They're obviously looking for a win. And then the Indian would or the Minooka Indian. I guess technically they are the Indians still. They would finish up against 3-4 West Aurora. Can Minooka get it done?
I'm going to pick them even to win this game, just by looking at the two teams they have left right now at their records. The max right now is 43. It could be as high as 44.
Right.
With points, which to me, again, we'd have to have the guru on next week, the wizard, to tell us that. But I still think they've got the chance to get in there.
Yeah.
Even at 4-5. I mean, I just with 43, 44 points.
Joe, game of the week here on 1340 WJOL, a 6:30 kickoff. Again, Friday night lights will be on at 5:35. Lincoln Way East to Lockport. Your selection, sir.
I'm going to go with the Porter. It's going to be a tough game, defensive game. Anywhere with a turnover, I think Lockport has to get a little more consistent. I've not seen Lincoln Way East since game 2. Again, if this is going to be the third time, Lockport impressive, a little bit better job, and I think George would agree as he's having his ice cream and the condiments on top.
Nice.
Get better inside the red zone offensively.
Lincoln Way West must win. Hosting Andrew.
This is a must win because they play HF next week, and again, HF's having not a very good year, but again, you got to get this one. You got to get this one in front of you.
Lincoln Way Central at home, unfortunately, right now at 2-5 on the outside. They will host Bolingbrook.
Bolingbrook losing a tough game last week.
Yeah, they need to win.
Yeah, and I think the Brook will get there.
Joliet Catholic, Joe, on the road at Bennett. Any kind of hangover from last week? You think they'll get it done?
No, they're good. They're going to get done. I was going to ask Jaws, but like Jaws said, they had a good week of practice in that, and I think these guys are on a mission, and that's why the Hilltoppers will be victorious.
Speaking of must wins and points, and maybe where they'll fall, Providence on the road at St. Rita over by there. By the way, congrats to Todd Kuska. Got his 200th win last week.
I don't know if we said this either. They gave an award out last week. John Ivelo got his 150th win.
Did he?
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Congratulations to John.
Yes.
Who wins, Joe?
I've been around this rivalry many times.
And some weird things that have happened.
I'm going to pick the Celtics here. For
Look
some
at you stepping out, Joe, attaboy.
It's just that these two teams play very tight games all the time.
I would tend to go with St. Rita, but St. Rita's had some injuries the last handful of weeks.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. I probably would still go with St. Rita, but I do think Providence will get week 9 against, was it St. Lawrence?
Yes.
And point-wise, right now, they're the highest playoff point total team at 44 points.
Yes.
So they get the 4 wins the way things have shaped up. You're going to be in. You don't want to count on that, obviously, if you're Providence.
Right.
I still think they find a way in.
And that's, again, those other teams that are 3 and 4 that could get to 4 and 5, if they've got to basically, if they want to get in, for sure they got to win these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I don't know. Taking a look at the schedule for week 9, I don't see a ton of drama, Joe.
Well, the only one would be Lincoln Way West against HF that I see.
Yeah.
The other games are pretty much, I mean, Plainfield North plays a solid Oswego East team. I know Morris plays Sycamore. Sycamore is always good.
Lincoln Way West HF will be a really good game.
Yes. But as far as our 7-0 teams are concerned, the only one would be Morris.
Yep.
Playing Sycamore.
This could be a record. Again, I didn't keep track of this stuff in particular, but Joe, I mean, we're looking at potentially 16 area teams getting into the playoffs this year. So here they are. Here are the teams we're talking about. So the 7-0s right now: Lamont, Wilmington, Lockport,
right?
JCA Morris. So there's 5 there. 2 teams at 6-1: Reed Custer, Plainfield Central. They're in. 5-2 teams: Lincoln Way East, Plainfield North, Bolingbrook, Coal City. Even if they finish 5-4, they're all going to be in
with points. Yes.
4, 8. So there's 10 there. Piatone's at 4-3. I think they're fine.
Yeah, I don't say they're a lock, but yeah, I think they're good enough. I'm counting them as a probable.
Then you have actually 5, 9, 10, 11. So you have 11 there. And then the 3 and 4 teams: Pravi, Plainfield East, Plainfield South. Well, one's going to eliminate the other most likely.
Right.
Lincoln Way West, Minooka. So potentially, again, 16 teams.
I know.
That's not bad.
That would be an all-time
I'll say
record.
14 when it's all said and done. I think there's a couple there that scare me a little bit. Yeah. 15. I'll go 15. Oh my God. That's the funniest picture I've ever seen. That is next week. That should be the video, the picture that intros the video for the show.
Of course.
Yes.
That's going to be our new file photo for like when Joe's camera doesn't work and it just says stock photo, him eating this giant ice cream cone.
An ice cream cone that I got a couple of weeks ago. Needless to
An
say,
ice
it
cream cone.
was the large.
Joe, your wife Debs wishes you'd look at her like you looked at that ice cream cone.
I do.
Sure you do.
Oh.
We'll ask her. All right.
She had baked goods for me when we did the Plainfield Central Plainfield East game.
Yes.
She had some cookies and brownies.
That hurts.
I'm just saying it to say thank you because I know
That
she
hurts.
listens. I want her to know how much I appreciate it.
God, don't make that poor woman listen. Go do something. Have fun. Do something.
I don't make her do anything. Believe me.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. I know. Well, good. Evan, what game are you looking forward to besides the game of the week? Give me another one.
I'm actually really looking forward to this Coal City Reed Custer game.
Yeah,
I'm really intrigued. I mean, we know Reed Custer's good. We saw what they did against Wilmington, but we know Coal City's a good team, and they've gotten better as the year has gone on. And I'm really interested to see how that Reed Custer offense matches up against a really stout Coal City defense. And that's going to be a great game. And then another one, and this one might surprise people, but I'm interested to see what Morris does at LaSalle Peru, simply because Morris lost that game last year. And I know that that's probably, they brought a lot of kids back. That's probably on their minds. They're probably thinking about that. And if you have not seen a game at LaSalle Peru, one of the coolest stadiums in the state of Illinois.
I agree.
Yep, no doubt. All right. Well, that's about going to do it for our Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview. Thanks to Coach Joe. Thanks to Evan. Thanks to our coaches that joined us tonight on the show. We always appreciate them taking part. Of course, Jake Jaworski from JCA, Brett Koy from Lamont, George Chart from Lockport. George Chart from Lockport. What an appearance by that guy. And Brett Koons from Plainfield East. We appreciate them joining us. Remember our game of the week tomorrow, Lincoln Way East at Lockport, 6:30 kickoff. Saturday, Joliet Central at Joliet West, 11 a.m. Appreciate you joining us, everybody. Have a great night. This is the Week 8 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Good night, everybody.
The Dave